This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
In his book The Apology, the Greek philosopher Plato provides a version of Socrates' speech during his trial in a courtroom in Athens. Plato and Socrates wrote the Apologetic to show how the great philosopher defended himself against the charges brought to the court by his accusers around 399 BC. Socrates was accused of several accounts of corrupting the youth and heresy. Plato's account of the speech remains a modern inspiration and source of philosophical lessons to philosophers and scholars in the contemporary world. Though called Apology by Plato, the speech is not an apology. Socrates was attempting to use his wisdom to justify his teachings and beliefs and not to apologize for his actions. First, his concise and clear explanation of his beliefs and the facts that led to his accusation is an indication of Socrates' ability to defend himself against his accusers, basing his arguments on the wisdom he had rather than attempting to discredit his thoughts. In this way, Socrates portrays the reputation he had developed from his great philosophical wisdom by discrediting the pre-Socratics and sophists. He argues that his wisdom originates from an oracle given to Chaerephon by Delphi that he, Socrates, would be the wisest man on earth. Secondly, philosophers learned that a perfect understanding of human knowledge does not exist. Consequently, a perfect understanding of some terms such as virtue, justice, and piety does not exist. In Plato's The Apology, Socrates claims that although he possessed super-wisdom that was not comparable to that of the Athenian wise men, poets, and teachers, he humbly accepted his wisdom and knew that it could not be the most perfect. Unlike the politicians, poets, and craftsmen, Socrates' arguments provide modern philosophers with a model of a true and just philosophy. For instance, he accepts the antipathy and resentment and goes to the extent of risking death rather than diverting from his own wisdom and discouraging the students who believed in him. The Apology shows that Socrates was willing to face death rather than deny his wisdom. It is evident that Socrates' love for wisdom outweighs the human fear of death. He argues that he does not fear what he does not know, death, but fears human lack of knowledge and ignorance as portrayed by his accusers, the jury, and the Athenian wise men. In addition, Socrates' speech is a motivation to modern philosophers in that his wisdom consists of ultimate, clear, and precise thinking and presentation of ideas. This uniqueness portrayed by Socrates aims to teach modern philosophers that questioning and clarifying human knowledge is more vital than affirming knowledge. In addition, the speech shows that the role of the philosopher is not to be a critic, rather, a philosopher must present the ideas in a concise and precise manner. The important thing is to present the ideas in a manner that describes the cause, process, and effect of a given social, scientific, and cultural problem. In what appears to be the most inspiring argument in the field of philosophy, Socrates argues that if he was corrupting the youths in Athens and destroying the society, then the whole society would be corrupt, and in the process, he would destroy himself. He argues that he was not so foolish to the extent of using his knowledge to hurt his own society. This is an indication that philosophers should be responsible for their knowledge and arguments, since society can easily act according to philosophers' arguments. If you want to find more works like this essay on lessons from Plato's book The Apology, head over to ivypanda.com. It has a collection of free samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects. No registration required to access it.